Hello and welcome to GOA365 Story Behind the Story. We have just finished with the Maharashtra elections, the Jharkhand elections, the results with all its surprises and its I told you so and whatever, shock. And we have now taken up this issue which has been going on for some time on cash for jobs. Now that's not really the issue that we are looking at, because that is an issue that the politicians are fighting on all sides of the fence, and people are fighting, and the police are trying their best to cope up with whatever they are doing. It doesn't make any sense to me, but still. But today what we want to discuss here is why are our Goan youth running after jobs, government jobs specifically. And what's happening to all these Goan youth who have already got government jobs? And so to discuss this further, this is just a sort of a teaser. I have a panel here which hopefully will do justice to the topic, starting with my good friend Advocate Siddharth Bab Saman. Welcome to our show. Second, Advocate Siola Vaz. She wears many hats, but right now I think more a social activist would be more in thing, a youth social activist. Number three, Firebrand, a politician. He also wears many. He's been an NGO. He's been an activist. Prashant Bab Naik. Prashant Bab, welcome to our show. And last but not the least, my good friend Trajan Bab Dimelo, who's I don't think he needs to be introduced. He's been a very senior politician for a very long time. Trajan Bab, welcome to our show. Toto, tell me now, why are Goan, you're a lawyer, right? Why are Goan youth running after government jobs, according to you?
This is something that has been prevalent during my college days also. Ambition was of any student. पास जातलो आनी मागीर आपूण अमके कडेन लागतलो. मामाचो तो अमको भावजी वळखीचो आसा, तो थंय ताणी he has assured me a job there. So this kind of a culture has always been there. I think it's more about the mindset that we have. Now per contra, if you see Gujarati lok, they will never go out for jobs like this, or Rajasthani je log asat pay, for that matter even Parsis pay, they will never go out for jobs like this. So I think this is a part of our psyche, in a sense. Graduation करप किंवा आनी कसलो कोर्स करप, and then maybe automobile कोर्स करप, डिग्री घेवप आनी RTO म्हणून जॉइन जावपाचो प्रयत्न करप, ग्रॅज्युएशन जावप, एक PSI म्हणून ताचे खुबशा जाणांक हें आसता कसोय करून आपूण PSI जातलो बी म्हणून, और कॉन्स्टेबल जातलो, ज्यांची ज्याची परिस्थिती आसा. मेन इज our whole maybe because our thought process is such that अमकी सॅलरी मेळटली, अमकेच काम करतलो, स्वताहून कष्ट करून कितें नवीन तयार करतलो हाचे कडेन लक्ष न दिता एक रेडीमेड आपल्याक जर गव्हर्मेंट जॉब मेळटा, जाका थोडे पयशे दिवपाचे पडले तरी चलता, ते आपूण मागीर परत ब्रायब घेवन आनी हे करून रिकवर करतलो, ह्या अशा तरेचो जो थॉट प्रोसेस आसा पळय ताका हे गोश्टी रिस्पॉन्सिबल आसा. सी, गव्हर्मेंट जॉब, aspiration for government job in itself is not a crime. See, just as you want to become a lawyer, a doctor or something, somebody may want to participate into government job and make a career there. That's not something which is forbidden or illegal or something like that. But then when entire community is seen running around only about that, as if there is nothing else exists in this world, that's a worrisome this. I think this change in mindset will come by people have to take lead. इनफॅक्ट आमच्या खोर्लीन असे 2-3 जण, आय डोंट वॉन्ट टू नेम नाव, असे परिकराचेच एक्झाम्पल घेवन येतो. ही कम्स फ्रॉम खोर्ली. ही हिमसेल्फ conducted his life in such a manner that he has led an example for others. That see, it's not only about the government. There are so many. He made a career in politics. Before that, he was a businessman also. He was a successful businessman also. So तसे आमचे खूपशे असे, आमचे प्रदीप जोशी म्हणून LIC एजंट आमच्यात खोल्लेच होतो. ताणी पळय आतां एक एम्पायर उबें केला. He did not run away out of the government job. He does not come from very stinking rich family. साद्या फॅमिलींतलो भुरगो येवन पूण ताणी अशें कश्ट केले लायफान, आनी आज तो खंय आसा पळय, आमी वी कॅन ओन्ली ड्रीम टू बी लायक हिम. अशा तरेचे अशे एग्जाम्पल लोकां फुडें तुमकां दवरचें पडटलें इंडिविज्युअल तातूंतूच म्हाका दिसता चेंज ऑफ मायंडसेट येतलो. वेन everybody tries to go in for a particular thing only, that assumes significance. And of course the second part of it, तातून जे आज जे ताचे विपरीत परिणाम दिसपाक येता पळय आनी हॉरिबल फेस दिसपाक येता पळय, आय थिंक दॅट इज द सेंट्रल रिजन. Thereafter, when everybody wants it, it becomes it gets value, and therefore, and then thereafter, it is sold at at a stinking high price, and that is exactly what we see, what we are seeing.
Absolutely, I agree with you, Dr. Now, Advocate Siola, what Dr. is saying makes a lot of sense. Why? Because that, that passion, that thing, there are only few jobs, government jobs. That's what makes it so, then you're willing to do anything to get that job. But as a young person, as a youth, what is there in the minds of this that they have? Is it just because of the parent? Doctor is saying because the mindset pyramid. Is it, or is it the youth also feel that's the only way? It's desperation. What is it exactly, according to you?
Yeah, I have of course gone around in my constituency also speaking to youth, and what I have found is that there's a general sense of desperation and a general sense of depression. I say sense of depression and not depression. They are unable to move out of the mold which is already there, and Goa does not have any great industries except tourism now, and that tourism also is falling apart, though the government is trying very hard to call any negativity as propaganda, but actually we are seeing the numbers ourselves. And there is a depletion of foreign tourists. Anybody who is speaking about it, there are complaints against such person, even though that person is a known celebrity, not celebrity, lawyer celebrity. So then the youth is unable to find its place. A government job, for the very reasons that a government job gives you stability, gives you a paycheck which is not going to be too difficult for you to handle your bills. That minimum, at least it's a bedding. If it's not it's a roof and bedding. If it's not any other things, it is a roof and bedding. And who would not want something like that? Homo sapiens have reached over here because we were able to nail ourselves down to one spot, and we were no longer nomads. So that is the basic reason. Obviously, we know that. But beyond that, even if persons are pursuing masters, there is there's hardly anybody who doesn't have a bachelor's, by the way.
In Goa, yes.
In urban youth, hardly anybody who does not have a bachelor's. I might have, maybe I can say 1% will not have a bachelor's degree. So that is a very high number of educated people. And then beyond that, they feel that bachelor's doesn't do it because they are not getting jobs anyway with a bachelor's, or they are getting 12,000 rupees jobs. So then they do a master's. And this is a time buying, unfortunately it's time buying. And their youth is going in all this master's, magir PhD kotai. And that is it. And after that, what do they get? Nothing. People want to go into teaching. I've seen this a lot, teaching and lecturing, but there are only contractual, there are no government secure jobs, and there is no difficulty with security. See, while Dotor has said that the Gujmars, Marwadis, they speak on their dinner tables, they'll talk about business. A Punjabi family or rather a Sikh family might look at army, and Haryana will look at gold medals, and Bihar will look at IAS. And Bangalore will look at startups, but Goa is what it is, and we need not cast judgment on it. What we need is to facilitate what our youth requires, and our youth does require money. We have to be able to dream big. We are not able to dream big because we think if we dream, we will still not get it. So our people are not thinking of being rich, they are thinking of just having that bedding and that roof. Surviving. And even when they are 25, they don't have a basic job. So there is a very big problem. And then what is happening is, to get a job in Goa, you have to belong to a particular region. You have to come from Satari, you have to come from Valpoi. From these areas, when you come from here, you may get a job. But if you don't come from here, if you are from Salset, then you have to be phased out. That is what we are finding. And at least the Sashti youth, I can't speak for all, but often this is the murmur which you are hearing. That's why they have to be cast out to the boats, and they have to be cast out to foreign lands, because resources are not being given to our people.
Fair enough. Prashant Bab, you are from Shashti. I mean, not exactly, but at least your
I'm basically from Kankan.
Yeah, but
though I reside temporarily in Shashti. See, government joba फाटल्यान जर आयचो youth वता, there are 2-3 कारण आसात. 365 दिसातले फक्त 200 दीस काम. 52 दुने 104 आयतार आनी शेनवार ही बाकीच्यो हॉलिडे सगळ्यो क्रिसमस दिवाळी कितें सगळ्यो त्यो 10-15 EL CL FX सगळी तरेच्यो लीव. सो हे सगळी धरून तुका फक्त 200 दीस काम करपा जाय. तूं कितले दीस काम करपा जाय? हांव 365 days आय एम एट वर्क. आय हॅव नो हॉलिडे ऑन संडे इवन बिकॉज आय रन अ बिझनेस. बिझनेसा भितर तुका हॉलिडे ना. बिझनेस यू हॅव टू बी देअर ऑल द टाइम डुईंग युअर बिझनेस. आणि माय बिझनेस रन्स फॉर 365 days एक्सक्लुडिंग संडे हाफ डे. सो हे काम करपाची जवळ पर्यंत कोण तयारी दवरना ताका कितें जाता, ताका गव्हर्नमेंटाचो जॉब म्हळ्यार ताका बरें दिसता की वचपाचें. बरें दुसऱ्यान एका गव्हर्नमेंटा भितर कांय डिपार्टमेंट अशी आसात जंय पगार तुका ऑफिसांत वचून बसपा मेळटा. थंय काम करता पयशे घेवपा तुवें. दे आर पेड टू गो इन द डिपार्टमेंट एंड सीट. ताची पगार मेळटा तुका. द रेस्ट वॉट यू कलेक्ट थंय काम जे कितें हे सर्टिफिकेट इश्यू केले हेजे पयशे घे, ते सर्टिफिकेट केले ताजे पयशे घे, आनी कितें इश्यू केले NOC इश्यू केले ताजे पयशे घे. सो दे आर बेजिकली पयशांची खाण मेळटा तांकां उक्ती. ऑफकोर्स ऑल डिपार्टमेंट्स आर नॉट. इफ यू जॉइन गव्हर्नमेंट से एज्युकेशन डिपार्टमेंट देर इज नो मनी कमिंग इन, बट देर आर सेव्हरल अदर डिपार्टमेंट्स वेर इट इज बिग मनी. You if the government tomorrow decides disproportionate asset case in there are certain departments जातून भितर they will find huge number of people having disproportionate assets. तिसरे वर्क कल्चर. गोंया भितर 25 वर्सां पयलीं एक पसरो भायल्या कडेन नाशिल्लो. सगळे पसरे तूं खंयच्याय गांवाचो पसरो ही जाय हॉटेल आसताले. आतां आमी आमगे सगळे सोडला. कित्याक सोडला? वाय वी आर लिव्हिंग एवरीथिंग वॉट इज देअर. आय एम अ ग्रॅज्युएट. I have done my law LLB general, so you can call me double graduate. When I entered flower business, they were प्रशांत किती तू फुल विकपाचो इतलें शिकून. But they did not know that today I am employing 20 people in my establishment. So हांव नोकरी दिता आता. इंस्टेड ऑफ हांव नोकरी मागपाक गेलो ना, हांव नोकरी दिता आता. सो गोंयच्या युथाक बेजिकली हें कळपा जाय की तातूंत भितर तुका जर सारको जर गेलो जर जायत जाल्यार यू कॅन डू वंडर्स. ताजे खातीर गव्हर्नमेंटाचो बी एक मेकॅनिझम जाय. हांव जेन्ना म्हाज्या फ्लावर स्टॉप विकती घेवपा खातीर हांव गाडयाचेर स्टार्ट केल्लें त्याच्या किओस्कांनी. वेन आय वॉन्टेड टू बाय अ बीग शॉप आय वेंट टू ऑलमोस्ट 16 बँक्स नेबरिंग मडगांवा भितर. एक बँकेन म्हाका लोन दिल्लो ना. कित्याक आमी ते तेन्ना इन्कम टॅक्स रिटर्न फायल करपाक आमकां संवय नाशिल्ली पयलीं. कित्याक इन्कम आमगे तितलें नाशिल्लें म्हणजे रिटर्न फायल केल्लें नाशिल्लें. बट दे वॉन्ट युअर फायल इन्कम टॅक्स रिटर्न केल्ली. वन मॅनेजर इन वेर्ना तिने म्हाका म्हळें प्रशांत तुका आपूण लोन दिता. पूण हांवें चलता का म्हाका सगळ्या बँकांनी डिनाय केलें. तुवें कित्याक दिली म्हाका लोन ती म्हणपाक लागली. तूं एक तास आपूण तुजे कडेन उलयली आनी तूं जेन्युन मनीस. तूं कितें तरी खरें करपाक सोदता. आय टूक अ रिस्क. एकादें बुडल्यार तेगे चुकी लागून एकादें बुडत पूण तो जेन्युन आसा म्हणून तिणें म्हाका लोन दिलें. आनी टुडे आय हॅव बीग इस्टॅब्लिशमेंट इन फ्लावर्स. सो बेजिकली भुरग्यांक म्हाजे दृश्टीन आयचे तारखेक खूब जाणांक काम करपा नाका. कामाक सगळे तू पळय मरे म्हाज्या घरा कडेन आतां ह्या टायमार म्हाज्या घरा कडेन काम चलता. एक प्लंबर जर सोडलो तोय बी चुकून गोंयकार. एक प्लंबर जर सोडलो कार्पेंटर भायले, गवडी भायले, इलेक्ट्रिशियन भायलो, सगळे डिफरंट डिपार्टमेंट्स वर्क इज गोईंग ऑन रिनोवेशन. ऑल द डिपार्टमेंट्स पीपल आर फ्रॉम आउटसायड. एक वेळाचेर आमचे गवडी कितले एक गवड्या तुका कितले दिवची पडटा खबर तुका 2-2.5 रुपया बरो गवडी घेता. टायल फिटर 2-2.5 रुपये घेता. 2-2.5 रुपया म्हयन्याक 70-80 रुपया इझिली जाले. हे आमच्या गोंयच्या भुरग्यांच्यान जोडपा जायना. तर वॉट इज देट. जर प्रशांत जर फुलांचो पाटलो घेवन कारवारच्या बशीर घालपाक शकता जाल्यार व्हाय नॉट एनी अदर पर्सन तांच्या हेतू भितर कित्याक काम करपाक शकना आमी. सो बेजीक इज आमची मानसिकता सामकी डावन आसा. आनी ही मानसिकता जर आमी बदलतली जर जायत द अटेम्प्ट्स हॅव टू बी स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम हायर सेकंडरीज कॉलेजीस. थंय तागेली मानसिकता वाडोवपा जाय. धंद्या कडेन वळपा खातीर उद्योजकते कडेन. सगळे पसरे कित्याक दिले रे आमी पसरे आमगेले. इतले एकान एक पसरकार आशिल्लो. आतां सगळे भायले. आतां वता थंय उडपी हॉटेलां आमची काय बरी चण्या भाजी करतले. तूं उडपी हॉटेलां चण्या भाजी खावट पळय सांग म्हाका ही गोंयची भाजी भशेन जाता म्हणून जायना ती. सो वी हॅव गिवन अप बाय अवर सेल्स म्हाका दिसता. आनी सो दॅट्स वाय आसान से कांयच त्रास घेनासतना 9:30 ते 9:45 तातूंत कधी 9:30 10-10:30 गेल्या कोता येता म्हाका कोता येना. म्हाका 8 दुकान ओपन करपाक जाय. रातची 8:30 पर्यंत रावपाक जाय. त्या कित्याक 9:30 एवढो सुसेगाद पैकी 9:30 10:30 आयलो तागेलो बॉस विचारता काय कित्याक बॉस 11 येता ऑफिसा भितर. सो हे सगळे सिच्युएशना लागून म्हाका दिसता की आराम से जिंदगी जगपा खातीर पीपल आर ऑप्टिंग फॉर गव्हर्नमेंट जॉब्स.
Taran Bab, you feel he's right?
Very much. Everybody has raised very crucial point. The point is, as he said, no work. See, if you, first of all, he said, now he also brought out, you can't get a carpenter, you can't get a mason, you can't get an electrician, because our education also is not job oriented. As she has said, everybody is a graduate. They can't write their own application for a job.
Correct.
This is the standard of education. Now when Prashant Bab said, no carpenter, all are outsiders, what was the reason of this? The reason was, we were not taught dignity of labor in the beginning. We were taught opposite. तू हांगा कितें येयलाय, तू शिकवणारा वच शेतार काम करपाक, वच गोंड्या कोणा करपाक, and gave us that impression that is not dignified labor, and therefore you don't have a single goal. This is very important, and this was taught to us in school, told to us by teachers in school. You're not fit to be here. Go. I used to listen to other boys. Poor boys used to come in those days. So the question is, as he has said also, no work, no responsibility, no accountability. You don't have to prove yourself to get a promotion. Promotion is direct, automatic. When you pass from here, you will be the head clerk. Then you will be this, you will be that. So if this is the lethargy that is there, this is the mindset, why will not people, boys run for these government jobs? So the question is that where you don't have to prove what you are. If you go today in a corporate, your promotion doesn't get automatic. You will go on your output. If you can prove yourself, you are picked up. Here, whether you prove, you don't prove, the worse you can be and the better you can be to the top political bosses, your promotion goes. So, and people are now used to being subservient to politicians or to political leaders. So, once this is the mindset, how do you blame the youth?
Okay, I want to change it little bit also now, since
I want to respond.
Yeah, sure. So, Dr. Before we take these points into consideration, now आता government jobs कितले आसा? बरे आसा government jobs. So obviously, because there are so few jobs and there are so many people running after those few jobs, obviously there is competition. Now tell me one thing, for a competition like this, then there are so many, there's who is that now, there's the GPSC asa, and my oral asa, te asa, all those things are fine. But ultimately that edge is today which is an issue, right? The final thing, I need that job, I want that job. It's not just need, I want that job. That is what is creating issues here. Is that not very dangerous, this mindset of us? Because is this not running after government jobs, running after all these things, which is creating all this uproar that you see all over?
Absolutely. This is a problem of mindset. Now, how we picked up mindset, whether on dinner tables, whether on behavior of parents, whether what we see in the society, or whether we have been misled, as he says, by teachers. वस गवणेपणां कर, हांगा शिकपाक येना, सादें स्पेलिंग बरोवपाक येना तुका, चल वस गवणेपणां कर. Might be any of these reasons, but to change this situation, we need a change in mindset. Career guidance is most important thing. First of all, as a student reaches around 10th or 11th standard, that's this. He should be able to identify what he is good at and what he will be able to do better in life. His promise, his qualities lies in which field. Accordingly, तेका career guidance तेका ट्युटिलाइज दिवची पडटली आनी ताका त्या प्रमाणे एक स्ट्रीम सजेस्ट करची पडटली. नाव मोमेंट यू डू दिस, यू आर टोटली रिलायन्स ऑन क्लर्कशिप इन सम bank or some government office will that will go away. There are various fields. You can become a doctor, you might be a good architect, you can become a lawyer. There are various fields, and today world is so much, it's going and developing with AI and so many things. There are so many avenues which are available today which were not available for us. So the situation, in fact, which should have been improved, and the reliance on these traditional jobs which should have come down. In fact, if you see more reliance on such things, now that is
it's very scary.
That is a defeat of a system. This is where the politicians, teachers, parents, and as a society we have failed to give that kind of a vision to a young lad who wants to go, because it's his world now. We are fading away.
So, yeah, let
It's
me
his
just
world now.
interrupt
Sorry.
Yeah, just let me just interrupt one thing. Now the thing here is like, now you're talking about profession, now also business. It's, you see the businesses like Prashant Babu was saying now, Wasre village in Nans.
मिठाईची शॉपां
also
एक इलेक्ट्रिशियनाचे पळय ते सगळे तेल भायले येवन गेले. एक इलेक्ट्रिकल शॉप तुका दिवसान.
करेक्ट, फॉरगेट. आमी म्हणटा दॅट टुडे hospitality is the only thing for Goans. Now, how many of you all have gone to Asagaon?
No, forget Asagaon, go to everywhere.
Yeah, how many of you all have gone to the coastal shacks? How many Goans are, forget about working to fish curry rice in Goa, on Goan shack, Nepali will cook better than our Goans.
Yes.
Did you go and see? But even the shacks everywhere, how many are there? So tell me one
That's
thing.
the very sad part of
Why?
it. Exactly.
Why?
That's because we
But
are
then,
not remained
but then you
enterprising.
take a loan, you make your parents like hawk your gold ornaments. तू तुझी property इंकता आणि government jobak apply कोत्ता आणि सगळ्याचे politicians गाय जावपाक मागीर, because you have to listen to politicians when you are
बाबा रे, तू बॅट हाडशी, पॅडा हाडशी, स्किल खंयच्यान हाडटलो क्रिकेट खेळपाक? That's where we lack. See, to bat
Training म्हणटा तू?
no, not training. The zeal to work is not there.
we are working though.
You are 1%.
Hey, what about you and all of us here?
1 to
We are not
5%.
working.
1 to 5%, not others. See,
But our Goans are,
you
our
gave
Goans
example
are
of
there in on the boat cruises, or
I-
there
I-
in
See, now,
I'll break in on that thing.
you give
Yeah.
example of shacks, everything. Now these shacks, so many of them, I will tell you, because you are a Goan, you are getting it on priority, you take it and you lease it ultimately to our Delhi. How many to shacks म्हणता तू?
Shacks,
How many
that's what I'm
shacks
saying.
are actually run by Goan?
That's what I'm saying.
Nothing.
That's what I'm
Nothing.
saying.
So what reason for this is our acumen to do business is much lower than that of these outsiders. That's why they can come, they can leave their house, everything, they can leave everything, come here and yet become
maybe Delhi
successful.
guys are coming here because the air quality is very bad. That also you are not taking into consideration. Yes, yeah, sorry.
No, it's true. The Delhi people are coming because the air quality is very bad. See, I have to refute some of the things that the panelists have
Please
said.
go ahead,
Since I am youth and I'm very close to, at least what 10 years ago I was, zeal might not be there, but we'll contend that also. See, when we are saying that, you know, tile fitters are only are not there, and these people are not there, and plumbers and all are not there, and they are charging so exorbitant and all. And when we are also talking about dignity of labor, this concept of dignity of labor is very easy for us to speak about and dictate onto somebody else. We ourselves have not learnt plumbing. No, why we have not learnt it? Because we do not find that it is something worth doing. And similarly, there are others also who do not wish to do it. Now, dignity of labor is for them, but not for us. So this is one. It is classism.
You've taken it in the wrong sense.
No. It is not at all wrong sense. Yeah, there is some.
Yeah,
there is
point,
some.
yeah.
There is some classism which the youth feels. Because if you are going to say that,
So
then
you
you
want
are
white
telling
collar
us.
jobs, they prefer.
Of course, they prefer white collar jobs. They prefer desk jobs. They prefer jobs where their sleeves don't get dirty. And this. And why should they not prefer it? We are preferring it. You are preferring it. Everybody is preferring that only. Then also you have to see how a farmer will never want their son to become a farmer. Some will be there who have who have a lot of land. Farmer doesn't want the son to be a farmer. Plumber doesn't want the son to be a plumber. No, never. They are always saying, and the maid in the house will never want her daughter to be a maid. This is called amelioration. Yes, there is aspiration, there is amelioration, and people want to get out of poverty. And we are here saying, we are complaining that they are not there, they are not available. They have already got their bachelor degrees. They may not be able to write an application, some can, they may not be able to, but they are somewhat there, they are not ready. They are not going to be behind. It's not going to happen. So that's why there's going to be an influx of unskilled laborers coming from outside. This we have to understand and we have to accept. There's no need to tell our youth to be laborers. We are not going to be laborers anymore. Now see, if you look at places like Bihar, Uttar Pradesh and all, there also there are scams. There are education scams and there are job scams, and these scams are so much to do with recently there was that Maharashtrian Pune girl who became an IAS by a scam, by way of a scam. So that kind of thing is happening in the north also, because we came up with an idea of meritocracy, with merit. You have to answer exams and you have to pass your exams, and then that's how you get your jobs.
Okay, I will just interrupt you. I will go for a small break. I'll start with you.
Okay.
This is like see, the issue here is mindset. There are different ways of looking at it. But to discuss this further, we will come back after a short break. Keep watching GOA365.